please remain standing.
Please be seated.
It is my honor and pleasure to welcome all of you, faculty, administrators, students, superintendents, Board of Education members, family, friends, and most of all, the graduating class of 1998 to John T. Hoggard's commencement ceremony. We have each grown since that first day of high school. I can remember thinking, graduation is so far away, and here we are. It went by a lot faster than I expected. And although we have each had our share of good times and bad, we have learned so incredibly much from each other. Together over time, we have experienced giving, working, reason, passion, and most importantly, friendship. Khalil Gibran's book, The Prophet, has so much to say about all of those things. Here are some excerpts from his book. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. Work is love made visible. Your reason and your passion are the rudder and the sails of your seafaring soul. If either your sails or your rudder be broken, you can but toss and drift, or else be held at a standstill in mid-seas. Your friend is your needs answered, for you come to him with your hunger, and you seek him for peace. Know that yesterday is but today's memory, and tomorrow, today's dream. And let today embrace the past with remembrance, and the future with longing. Although we are parting, Together, we are pursuing this amazing career we call life. Thank you, Hoggard, for making a lasting impression on all of us. I wish you all the best. Congratulations. At this time, I am proud to introduce the man who was new to Hoggard this year, but has truly shown how very much he cares about the students in our school. Ladies and gentlemen, our principal, Dr. Norman Sharon.
I have the distinct honor this evening to introduce to you three stage guests that are outstanding people. They have dedicated their life to education, and as I call their name, if you'll hold your applause till I have all three of them by the podium. But the following people will be retiring from Hoggard High School. Yesterday we presented them with a picture of a rocking chair. Hopefully the rocking chair will someday arrive. But at this time I'd like to introduce to you, with 28 years in education, 25 years at Hoggard, Mr. Jack Raspberry. With 30.2 years, and I haven't figured out the .2 yet, but with 30.2 years, Miss Judy Pate. And with 32 years of service to the young people of North Carolina, Terry Patterson. Let's give them a big round of applause, please. Thank you. Hopefully we've started a new tradition by honoring our retirees at graduation. As you all know today, our purpose is to honor and recognize the class of 1998. Each person sitting here has earned that right. The commencement exercise is intended to be a dignified occasion with proper decorum. Each graduate will have the opportunity to cross the stage. The name will be read aloud. Each person in the audience should have the opportunity to hear that name. We ask that you remember why we're here, and that is to honor these young people. Please refrain from horns, cat calls, and those kinds of things so every single person can be honored properly. We look forward to a great morning. Thank you.
At this time, it is my esteemed pleasure to present this year's senior class gift. After much turmoil and a lot of searching, we have decided to donate $500 to the library. We make this donation with the hope that it will be used to purchase artwork with which to decorate the library. We give this gift in the spirit of friendship, the same spirit that I hope all of you have grown to feel in your years at Hoggard. The senior class motto is education is what survives when what has learned has been forgotten. Friendships are the bond that remain after everything else has been removed. At this time, I'd like to share with you a poem by E.E. Cummings. Since feeling is first, who pays any attention to the syntax of things will never wholly kiss you. Wholly to be a fool while spring is in the world, my blood approves, and kisses are a better fate than wisdom. Lady, I swear by all flowers. Don't cry, the best gesture of my brain is less than your eyelids fluttered, which says, we are for each other, then laugh, leaning back in my arms, for life's not a paragraph, and death, I think, is no parenthesis. In this poem, Cummings makes one point alone. You cannot adhere strictly to the rules all of the time. If you spend your entire life paying strict attention to the syntax of things, you will become less and less human until you lose touch with who you really are. By human, I mean one who has the qualities typical of mankind, which is the Webster's definition. But that raises yet another question. What exactly are the qualities typical of mankind? To begin with, man, being a social animal, forms bonds we all know as friendships. Sure, your social studies classes were important because they taught you about the world. English taught you how to communicate. And all that math you took taught you something as well, even though some of you aren't quite sure what. But among the most important things you gained while at Hoggard are your friends. I realize, and I'm sure some of you do as well, that when you walk out of this building, it is very likely that you will not see some of these people ever again. But I also realize that some of you may well be sitting next to your future business partners, spouses, and golf buddies. Do not walk out of here with the belief that you are moving on to bigger and better things and that you can forget everyone in here. Some of the friends you made during your stay at Hoggard will stay with you through college, your marriage, and even your retirement. Several of you are going far away to school, as far as Colorado and New York. Others will remain closer to home, traveling to Raleigh and to South Carolina. But even though we may leave here traveling in separate directions, I want you all to remember that we share a common bond, the friends we made. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the senior Voyagers as they sing Save the Child.
The John T. Hoggard Award is given each year to a male and a female senior. Those persons who receive this award are being recognized for their outstanding academic record, their leadership, and service rendered to John T. Hoggard High School. The female recipient of the John T. Hoggard Award came to Hoggard her sophomore year. Her achievements are far too numerous to list them all, so I'll just hit the highlights. During her sophomore year, she was active in Young Life and played varsity basketball. She also wrote for and held the advertising manager position in Venture, the school newspaper. As a junior, she was a student council representative, junior class representative, school board representative, yearbook photographer, head of the prom theme and decorations committee, peer connector, and a part of the English Honor Society. She also received the Order of the Vikings Service Award. In her senior year, she was a part of the Chamber of Commerce Education Council and the yearbook business manager and a photographer. The student council advisor says she is the most caring and enthusiastic member of the class of 1998. This year she served as the student body president. Let me be the first to congratulate the 1998 John T. Hoggard Award winner, Chesley Stetton.
This year's male recipient has demonstrated himself as an all-around outstanding student. He has participated in JETS for the past 3 years and held the role of team leader during his senior year. He has competed at nationals for the past 2 years. His event placed in the top 20 in the nation at the National Science Olympiad in Michigan. The student has run cross-country all 4 years at Hoggard. He is a member of the Beta Club as well as the English and National Honor Societies. This young man has been very active in his church with youth group, Bible study, and sports teams, as well as in Fellowship of Christian Athletes at Hoggard, where he has helped teach. He has been a member of the yearbook staff for the past 3 years and held the position of sports editor his senior year. Yearbook advisor Jan Reed stated that this young man has always takes care of details while taking everything in stride. Both teachers and peers have described him as a sensitive, dependable student with an excellent character. Chemistry teacher and JETS advisor Lawson Greenwood commented that this young man would be her role model for every student at Hoggard. I am very honored to announce this year's male recipient of the John T. Hoggard Award, Jason Romblad.
The Viking Award was instituted by the first John T. Hoggard Student Council to honor a senior male and female who displays the characteristics of scholarship, leadership, and service in an outstanding way. The selection process for this award involves a committee of both students and teachers. The female recipient in the class of 1998 began working and being a part of student council in her freshman year, serving as freshman class representative as well as the homecoming committee. The next year, she was elected as a sophomore student council representative. In her junior year, she served as junior class treasurer, was inducted into the Honor Society, and she was a Vicette. In her senior year, she was co-secretary of communications and was one of the Vicette captains. The student council advisor said of her, "If you need something done, just ask Jessica. She is a very dependable member of the class of 1998. She will attend North Carolina State University in the fall. Please help me congratulate Jessica Miller, 1998's female recipient of the Viking Award."
This year's male recipient of the Viking Award has proven himself more than worthy of receiving it time and time again. His achievements are far beyond what is expected of the average high school student, but it is all part of being who he is. His numerous accomplishments are as follows. He's been a peer mediator for 4 years, played 9th grade in JV basketball, and has tutored at Rolling Rice Middle School. He participated in JETS his 11th grade year and attended Junior Boys State, where he became a city manager. He also attended the National Youth Leadership Forum on Law and the Constitution. This year's recipient is a member of the Black Achievers Leadership Council, Beta Club, National Honor Society, the track team, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and Rocket Me, which he served as president over this past year. He is a member of the PEP Club and has served dutifully as senior class representative. He is a North Carolina and Presidential Scholar and will be attending North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University on a full scholarship. It is said that he is very kind-hearted and friendly. He leads in a quiet, gentle way. It is a privilege and a pleasure to present this year's Viking Award to William Chip Davis.
The Scruggs family gives the Ricky Scruggs School Spirit Award each year to a graduating senior who represents the characteristics their son displayed. Ricky graduated from Hoggard in the late 60s, but tragically he was killed in an automobile accident shortly after his graduation. This award is engraved with his favorite quote, which reads as follows: "If you are going to make footprints on the sands of time, you're going to have to wear your work shoes." This quote represents well this year's recipient, whose hard work and positive attitude have added much to the community of Hoggard High School. His enthusiasm for the life of Hoggard takes many different forms, but perhaps the most important is his concern and care for his fellow students. He has served the student body as a member of both the peer connectors and peer mediators. Also, this student has served as a member of the yearbook staff, on which he was a reporter for the sports section. He also was one of a handful of students that represented Hoggard last year at a meeting with Governor Jim Hunt concerning safety in our schools. His concern and work for the benefit of others is not just limited to Hoggard and its students. He has served on a board for the Wilmington Health Access for Teens, a new healthcare facility. He designed the logo for this organization and has been heavily involved in other aspects of its development. However, the arena in which his school spirit is most evident is his involvement in athletics. He has played football and also lettered in track, but by far his greatest involvement has been as a member of the varsity cheerleading squad. His antics and spirit are crowd pleasers at football and basketball games, and his support for these and all the athletic teams is head and shoulders above anything that I've ever witnessed. His enthusiasm for Hoggard is so evident that he was voted most school-spirited by the members of the senior class. As captain of the varsity cheerleading squad this year, he helped lead them to a 4th place finish in the national competition in Orlando, Florida. Also, his skill and spirit earned him a place on the North Carolina All-Star cheerleading squad. It should then come as no surprise that his enthusiasm, intelligence, and fun-loving spirit, coupled with his compassion for others, have left a mark on the students and faculty of Hoggard High School. Therefore, I'm proud to present the Ricky Scruggs School Spirit Award to Sam Oliver.
It is an honor for me each year to name the top 10 students of the class this year, the class of 1998. Actually, this year there are 11 top 10 because there was a tie. So as I call their names, if they would please come up and line up on stage. And from these top 11 students will come the first and second, the valedictorian and the salutatorian, and they will remain on stage while those two are identified. Following, please come forward. Suma Bhatt, J.D. Joshua Christie, Stephen R. Cottle, Zia K. Cromer, Karen R. Hansen, Scott L. Harding, Leslie E. Copenhaver, Adam D. Schutte, Catherine M. Thornton, April R. Ward, and Megan Watkowski.
Each year, the graduating class presents the Marjorie B. Klein Award to an outstanding member in recognition of their academic excellence. The award is given in honor of Miss Klein, who was a fellow student at Hoggard from the class of '86. She excelled in many ways and went on to continue her education at Wake Forest University. However, in the spring of 1988, following her sophomore year, she tragically passed away. In her memory, the Marjorie B. Klein Award was established. This year's award goes to a student who exemplifies both academic brilliance and well-roundedness. In addition to being a member of the Science, English, and Foreign Language Honor Societies, he was also an essential part of the award-winning Science Olympiad team, placing 12th in the nation in his event among over 11,000 high schools. History teacher Mr. Holcomb spoke of this student as exceptionally well-written and well-spoken, and one who is always striving beyond the expectations. During his 4 years at Hoggard, he demonstrated strong leadership skills through activities such as the Senior Beta Club, of which he was president, Key Club, and captaining both the church and city league basketball teams. Furthermore, he was an active tutor at school and donated much time and effort to causes such as the Domestic Violence Shelter and the New Hanover Humane Society. Throughout his high school career, he has clearly shown much distinction through these and countless other merits. And so it is a great honor for me to present the 1998 Marjorie B. Klein Salutatorian Award to Scott Lewis Harding.
When we were freshmen, I'm sure each of us graduates thought this day would never come, but it has finally arrived. We should not see this as an end, but merely as the beginning to the rest of our lives. We now have the opportunity to apply the knowledge we have gained during our years at Hoggard. Hoggard has provided us with one of the best educations in the state of North Carolina, as well as one of the best in the nation. As graduates, we should always remember that no one can take away our education. I now challenge each of you to use the tools Hoggard has provided you as a springboard to your future. Congratulations, class of '98.
The graduating class recognizes the student with the highest academic achievement with the Mildred Maudlin Award. Mrs. Maudlin was a former faculty member at John T. Hoggard during the late 1960s, who served as advisor for the school newspaper entitled The Venture. She was an active member and leader of the International Delta Kappa Gamma Society for Women Educators. The Beta Chi chapter of the society later voted to present an award to the highest academic achiever, and therefore the Mildred Maudlin Award was established in her honor. This year's recipient is a student who epitomizes academic excellence as well as a balance between scholarship, service, and athletics. As a member of the National Honor Society, the nationally recognized Jets team, the St. Mark's Youth Group, and president of the Junior Beta Club, she has shown great leadership skills. In addition, she has given much service to our community through tutoring at elementary schools, work with student council, and volunteering at the hospital. She also established a remarkable athletic career at Hoggard as a lettered cross-country and varsity soccer team member. Chemistry teacher Mrs. Lawson Greenwood remarks that, quote, she is a highly motivated and self-directed student who always knew what she wanted to do. Most remarkably, her success and effort will be well rewarded as she is the recipient of NC State University's most prestigious Park Scholarship. These and many other distinctions give me great pleasure to present the Class of 1998 Mildred Maudlin Valedictorian Award to Megan Wachowski.
I want to share with you some lessons for life. This was rumored to be a commencement speech given by Kurt Vonnegut at MIT's last year's commencement, but it was really a column written by Mary Schmidt for the Chicago Tribune. Wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience. I will dispense this advice now. Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. Oh, never mind, you will not understand the power and beauty of your youth until they've faded. But trust me, in 20 years, you'll look back at photos of yourself and recall in a way you can't grasp now how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really looked. You're not as bad as you imagine. Don't worry about the future, or worry, but know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. The real troubles in your life are apt to be things that never crossed your worried mind, the kind that blindside you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday. Do one thing every day that scares you. Sing. Don't be reckless with other people's hearts. Don't put up with people who are reckless with yours. Floss. Don't waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. The race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself. Remember compliments that you receive. Forget the insults. And if you succeed at doing this, tell me how. Keep your old love letters and throw away your old bank statements. Stretch. Don't feel guilty if you don't know what you want to do with your life. The most interesting people I know didn't know at 22 what they wanted to do with their lives. Some of the most interesting 40-year-olds I know still don't. Get plenty of calcium and be kind to your knees. You'll miss them when they're gone. Maybe you'll marry, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have children, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll divorce at 40, maybe you'll dance the funky chicken at your 75th wedding anniversary. Whatever you do, don't congratulate yourself too much, but don't berate yourself either. Your choices are half chance. So are everybody else's. Enjoy your body. Use it every way you can. Don't be afraid of it or what other people think of it. It's the greatest instrument you'll ever own. Dance, even if you have nowhere to do it but in your living room. Read the directions even if you're not going to follow them. Do not read beauty magazines. They only make you feel ugly. Get to know your parents. You never know when they'll be gone for good. Be nice to your siblings. They're your best link to the past and the people you're most likely to stick with in the future. Understand that friends come and go, but with a precious few, you should hold on. Work hard to bridge the gaps in geography and lifestyle, because the older you get, the more you need the people you knew when you were young. Live in New York City once, but leave before it makes you hard. Live in Northern California once, but leave before it makes you soft. Travel. Accept certain inalienable truths. Prices will rise,
rise, politicians will philander. You too will get old, and when you do, you'll fantasize that when you were young, prices were reasonable, politicians were noble, and children respected their elders. Respect your elders. Don't expect anyone else to support you. Maybe you will have a trust fund, maybe you'll have a wealthy spouse, but you never know when either one will run out. Don't mess too much with your hair, or by the time you're 40, it will look 85. Be careful whose advice you buy, but be patient with those who supply it. Advice is a form of nostalgia. Dispensing it is a way of fishing the past from the disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling it for more than it's worth. But trust me on the sunscreen. Thanks.
At this time, we will hear a musical performance on the violin with Carolyn Magnabosco, accompanied by Andrew Whitley on the piano.
That was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know, for 10 years I've been speaking at graduation exercises, and on the program it always says remarks. I remember preparing for my first one, I spent about 2 days and talked for about 30 minutes. And what I've learned over those 10 years is that you didn't come here today to listen to me speak. Therefore, I'm going to keep it very short. I have 2 points that I want to make. No preparation, just this. First and foremost, parents, family, friends, thank you. Sincerely thank you for sharing your most valuable gift that God can give you, your children, with us. It has indeed been a pleasure to serve them, to work with them, to get to know them. Thank you to the faculty and the staff who day in and day out give 150% for the love of children so that the young ladies and gentlemen graduating today can be successful in life. Thank you, faculty. And always thank you to God for the things that He's blessed each and every one of us with. We should never, ever lose sight of that, because He or she will always be our companion the rest of our lives and take us through the trials and tribulations that you will go through. The second point I want to make is simply this. Be persistent to live your dreams. You hear it over and over. I will tell you that with my 6 children, they're still living their dreams, and I'm proud of each and every one of them. Every once in a while, I have to remind my wife, because she'll get on my youngest son, Daniel, and I'll remind her that he's our biggest dreamer of all. But live those dreams. Don't give up on yourself. And I'm going to quote a philosopher also, in the words of the infamous philosopher, Dr. Seuss. Oh, the places you go and the things you'll see. You can be whatever you want to be. And will you succeed? Of course. 98.75% guaranteed. God bless you and good luck.
I made a promise to this class during practice this week, which I will keep. I'm going to be shorter than Dr. Martin. I hope that I have played some small role in your life this year. I can assure you you've played a major, enjoyable role in mine. I would like to thank each and every one of you for being a part of Hoggard and for the opportunity of working with you. Be careful, be happy, enjoy life. One thing I can't leave without saying is my very favorite saying. It comes from Louis Brizard, who was a columnist with the Atlanta Constitution, and it's real simple. Life is like a dog sled team. If you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. Be a leader, and may God bless you. Mr. Lineberry, will you join me, please? I got to get this thing out of my face. Mr. Lineberry, members of the board, Dr. Martin, I certify to you that each student before you have met the requirements for graduation as set forth by the state of North Carolina and the school board of New Hanover County. Please accept them and convey to each one of them the rights and honors accrued. The class of 1998 will now present themselves to receive their diploma from John T. Hoggard High School.
Dr. Sharon, Dr. Martin, With and on behalf of my fellow board members, I hereby accept the graduating class of 1998 from John T. Hoggard. And now, by the power invested in me by the state of North Carolina, I hereby declare that these students are eligible to receive their diplomas, and I instruct you to present them forthwith. Students, congratulations and good luck.
Our first graduate, Omar Peter Abdelhadi. Holly Lynn Adair. Brian Joel Akey. Cassandra Michelle Alderman. April Leah Alford. John Henry Allen. Megan Sharp Allison. Michael Gray Anthony. Christopher Andrew Arado. Michael Rudolph Aroni. Paul Bradley Atkinson. Brandon Alexander Autry. Bobby Wayne Bailey. Matthew Wayne Bailey. Stephen Richard Barrett. Lynn Marie Barricella. Jacob Allen Barton. Amy Lee Bass. Angela Dawn Batchelor. Michael Lewis Petoulias. Zachariah Price Bennett. Lindsay Sly Benson. Clinton Blaine Berry. Rachel Marie Betts. Suma Bott. Justin Michael Biggers. John Christopher Bigwood. Mark Denius Bishop. Rebecca Lee Blatcher. Julia Kristen Bland. Susan Jennings Boaz. Jennifer Michelle Bozarth. Wiley Clark Bracey. Rachel Kathleen Bradfield. Samantha Ann Brady. Taylor Harrison Brock Brewer. Meredith Jean Bridger. Brent John Brooks. Andre Clifton Brown. Benjamin Ellison Brown. DeMarlos Capri Brown. Lauren Ross Brown. Jamie Allen Browning. Angela Marcia Bruno. Timothy O'Neill Bryant. Wes Graham Bryant. Christina Rose Buffington. Emily Jeanette Birch. Sarah Elizabeth Burdette. Jeremy John Burke. Lindsay Aaron Burkhart. Luke Daniel Busnack. Valerie Ann Cameron. Frances Michelle Cannon. Joelle Marie Carney. Kimberly Ann Carroll. Bennett Elliott Casto. Makisha Regina Chisholm. Andrew Michael Christian. Joseph David Joshua Christie. Kyle Thomas Church. Lisa Margaret Claffey. Lori Elizabeth Claffey. Amanda Gail Clark. Richard Emerson Clark. Crystal Jan Clark. Crystal Lynn Clemens. Haley Mathis Cockman. Akila Rose Cogdell. Allison Moore Coleman. Amanda Jane Coleman. Jeffrey Dwight Collins. Angela K. Cook. Patricia K. Cook. Diamali Tay Corbett. Matthew Robert Cottle. Stephen Robert Cottle. Curtis Vance Cox. William Ashton Crawford III. Bradley Nicole Crandall. Shannon Elizabeth Crate. Jonathan Thomas Creech. Stephanie Lynn Cruz. Robin Haley Cribb. Neil James Cribbs. April Renee Krieger. Catherine Nay Cernich. Zia Kamal Cromer. Ashley Ann Crouch. Jared James Cole. Brett Allen Dabb. Marie Lynn Dara. Brian Colin Daughtry. Barry Ellis Davis Jr. Mark Allen Davis. Renata Victoria Davis. William Charles Davis II. Shelley Ann D'Antonio. Benjamin John Defoe. Amanda Rose DeGroat. Nicole Lindsay DeLuca. Norma Sheldon Devlin. Laura Rebecca Craig. Christy Leona Dixon. Nathan Charles Dixon. Stephanie Ann Donnell. Michael Brooks Durasco. Thomas Anthony Dowdy Jr. Daniel John Draga. Joseph Luke Dunkelman. Catherine Christine Dutton. James Lee Arp. Vincent Ricardo Evans. Melissa Lynn Ely. Ryan David Engel. Hey there. Luther Justin Epps. Ronald Jarrett Evans. Shali Evans. Matthew David Farver. John Joseph Fasano. Melissa Jean Feedy. Kristen Elizabeth Ferguson. Kevin Ray Fitzgerald. Christopher Donald Llewellyn. Taj Flora. Gregory Morgan Four. Melody Franklin. Crystal Harmony Frick. Brian Emery Fulp. Lindsay Marie Gainey. Misty Lee Gainey. Laura Michelle Garner. Ashley Kristen Gay. Amy Elizabeth Getty. Meredith Kristen George. Sarah K. George. Marshall Curtis Getz. Adrian Dale Gibbs. Alana Lee Glasser. Paul Russell Glasser III. Erin Elizabeth Glue. Holly Michelle Goodwin. William Ronald Gore Jr. Cameron Mohammed Gudarzi II. April Sharice Nicole Green. Aaron Dufay Green.
Sarah Lynn Green. Ethel Lee Grush. Delia Victor Gutierrez. Sarah Jane Hadding. Kenneth Reed Hagler. Jason Lamont Hall. Jonathan Maxwell Hall. Paul Michael Hall. Nathan Alexander Hanna. Jessica DeLynn Hansley. Wendy Arlene Hansley. Karen Rhonda Hanson. Scott Lewis Harding. Michael Stephen Hardy. Glenn Allen Harmon. Melanie White Harris. Henry Paul Hart. Jason Austin Hatchell. Lady Carmel Hall. Seth Evan Healy. Rebecca Ann Hine. Katie Allison Hendrick. Kristen Lee Henry. George Adam Herring. Jeremy Davis Herring. Jordan Matthew Hertz. Nina Ann Hildreth. Kelly Catherine Hill. James Christopher Height. Jennifer Denise Hogel. Christopher John Hollingsworth. Brett Aaron Hooks. Gregory Allen Hooks. Aaron Thomas Hort. Brianna Lee Horn. Alan Kyle Howard. Lisa Marie Hudson. Irvin Robert Damon Huff. Shannon Purdue Ingram. Connie Renee Jackson. Hamilton Bryce Jackson. Joshua Lee Jackson. Grady Earl Jarman III. Amy Elizabeth Jernigan. Nalish Kumar Jethwa. Clayton Andrew Johnson. Allison Haley Jones. Tanya Diane Jones. Arash Kamalazad. Krista Ann Kobowski. Nicole Marie Kiefer. Joseph John Kellerman. Kimberly Jane Kelly. Daniel Joseph Killeran. David Lee Killer. Rachel English King. Rachel Ann King. Paul Edward Kennan III. Paul David Kelso. Leslie Aaron Copenhaver. Isaiah John Kraus. Anne Marie Kukin. Brent Lee Labriola. Stephen Bradley Ladner. Amber Louise Lambeth. Jason Paul Lane. Adam Edward Langley. Matthew Thomas Langley. Bradley Neil Larson. Miles McDonough Balin. Tyler Wright Balin. Kelly Suzanne LaRue. Deallen Arkean Law. Randall Wright Lawrence. James McCaskill Lee. Daniel Santana. Lisa Renee Lewis. Colin Presswick Lai. Ashley Caroline Lindensmith. Matthew Brian Lindsay. Jessica Beth Longardo. Melanie Eve Love. Heather Genevieve Lovelace. Jonathan David Lloyd. Ian Banks Lovell. Lane Michael Mack. Carolyn Carr Magnabosco. Christine Malahias. Christopher Stephen Malpas. Brittany Elizabeth Manson. Ryan Emery Marshburn. Jonathan Michael Martin. David Katzmer Barzak. Kevin Edward Matthews. Ashia Monique Matthews. Brian Joseph McCarthy. Sharon Nicole McCrary. Leah Marie McDonald. Richard Douglas McGinnis. Archie Joseph McGirt. Davis Lamar McKeever. Bethany Joy McLaurin. Kelly Colleen McLeod. Clayton McNeil II. Megan Ann McNulty. Shantae Yolanda McQuillan. Sabrina Ashley Meadow. Ronald Eugene Meredith. Richard Michael Merritt. Bradley Darrell Mickey. Scott Frederick Miles. Jessica Lee Miller. Aaron Nathaniel Modlin. David Patrick Monahan. Brandy Marie Moore. Jason Zulick Moore. Carrie Nicole Moore. Raquel Zakira Moore. Rhonda K. Moore. Tony Terrell Moore. Nora Camille Morgan. Evan Morrison Mullenix. Michael Kit Muno Jr. Christopher James Murphy. Derek James Murray. Kelly Nicole Murray. Tanya Marie Murray. Lee Caitlin Muscle. William Taylor Nagel. Charlotte Diane Nance. Patrick Michael Nealon. Amanda Celeste Newsom. Kevin Quintel Nixon. Tiffany Nicole Norman. Melinda Louise North. Michael Joseph Noska. Adam Joseph O'Brien. Catherine Ellen Odell. Christine Lynn O'Donnell. Marlena Lee Oakes. Jeffrey Shane Oakley. Amy Rebecca Old. Samani Gerard Oliver. Whitney Alexandra Olson. Brendan James Ostegi.
Christina Irene Outlaw. Leslie Rebecca Overton. Stephen Michael Owens. Corey Michael Polakovic. Dayton Clayton Palmer. Todd Allen Payne. Paul Hampton Pierce. Shakenta Peterson. Jessica Ann Phelps. James Rennell Pickford. Amy Elizabeth Piner. Jeffrey Wayne Pitts. Norman Joseph Plord. Lisa Nell Pogue. Joshua Blaine Paleo. Amanda Suzanne Pollard. Amy Elizabeth Pollard. Justin Ruggles Pope. Elisa Janice Prentice. Michael Brian Presley. Nicole Lynn Prewitt. Brianna Rochelle Pridgeon. Julie Ann Primavera. Sarah Ann Provost. Yes. Megan Ann Prisbiz. Gregory James Pullen. Jenny Erin Ravago. Sarah Elizabeth Rakes. Colleen Erin Redmond. Barbara Gaines Reeder. Joel Adam Robert. Thomas Brian Reed. Gina Reagan Renzaglio. Dadrian Lamont Robinson. Christopher Thomas Robinson. Kristen Jane Rogers. Jason Scott Romblad. Andrew John Roper. Brian William Ross. Brendan Edwin Rush. Elizabeth Marlowe Sabrinsky. Christopher Ray Sanchez. Jacqueline Marie Sanders. Stephanie Jane Sanders. Nicholas Cyril Sarabad Vonage. Janelle Marie Sarback. Jonathan Dwayne Sarner. Anne Renee Saucier. Ellen Shields Sawyer. Robin Marie Scanlon. Thomas Christopher Scarborough III. Adam Garrett Schrantz. Adam David Schutte. Colin Patrick Selfridge. Martin Ellis Sessoms. Anish Anil Shah. Angela Lynn Shannon. Daniel Allen Sharp. Juanita Shante Shaw. Rosalie Laura Ann Simcoe. Catherine Ann Simpson. Edward Matthew Smith. Susan Lee Smith. Daniel Chadburn Sneeden. Jared Charles Sutherland. Jennifer Yvonne Spivey. Alonzo Dwayne Starks. Allison Christine Starling. Chesley Kia Stetton. Johanna Jane Stevens. Raquel Roscoe Stevens. Christy Leanne Stewart. Danny Lee Stewart. James Robert Stewart. Jessica Marie Stone. Tara Danielle Stroll. Ashley Denise Strong. Renee Diane Starn. Kathleen Uput Sullivan. Joshua Ryan Swain. Mary Lou Catherine Tart. Desiree Marie Tassie. Corey Beth Taylor. Rosemary Clayton Thacker. John Eric Thompson. Nathan Lee Thompson. William Edward Thompson. Catherine Mary Thornton. Jillian Lee Tolliver. Kathleen Elizabeth Tomasula. Traficante, right? Laura Brooks Traficante. Leslie Martin Tripp. Amber Michelle Troja. Kelly Ann Trujillo. Stuart Harrison Tyndall. Luke Joseph Umstetter. Christy Nicole Underkoffler. Ian Hunter Underwood. Yolanda Ebony Vereen. Antoinette Maria Vulgarius. Jessica Lynn Wagner. Kristen Carol Waldman. Joseph Thomas Walker. Abel Waller. Ming Yang Wang. Amy Nicole Ward. April Renee Ward. Timothy James Ward. Lindsay Gray Warren. Jessica Robin Weaver. Susan Elizabeth Wiedeken. Shelby Ann Wheatley. Julie Virginia Wilhelm. Bruce Lawrence Williams, Jr. Michael Andrew Williams. Ray Vance Williams. Tasha Lanik Williams. Eric David Willis. Takesha Wilson. Patrick Jennings Wyndham. Heather Marie Wingett. Timothy James Winstead. Eric Jackson Wood. Terica Michard Wright. Megan Marie Wachowski. Lauren McPhail Yerby. Trevor Tyre Young.
At this time, will the graduating class please stand? Graduates, switch your tassels. At this time, Susan Boaz will lead us in the singing of the alma mater.
Will you please stand and join us in singing the John T. Hoggard Alma Mater?